What's up, everybody? With the World of Warcraft Midnight pre-patch just over 2 days away, now is a great time for me to go over and make a video and answer some questions about what is to come with the pre-patch. So let's just dive right into this. It's going to go live on January 20th, which a lot of us already know, with the Twilight Ascension pre-patch event being on the 27th. So we get our pre-patch on the 20th, but the event doesn't happen until the 27th itself. With this, we are going to be getting the new class talent tree updates. We'll be getting new hero talent row, new user interface updates and improvements, the new Demon Hunter spec, which I will personally be playing, and I'll be making videos about it as well. We'll be getting new race combination, which is the Void Elf Demon Hunter. And then we get the stat squish, which is, honestly, you'll see when I get down to it, it is a giant stat squish. Transmogrification system changes, which honestly, I love this one, personally. I've been waiting for them to do something like this because it literally changes the whole game. It's so awesome. I think besides player housing, this is one of the best changes I've seen. Like, we get the player housing and everything like that, but at the same time, transmog changes is awesome. And then, of course, a week after, we get our actual patch event. So the new Demon Hunter specialization will be able to access a third specialization. Devourer is a new DPS specialization that uses a mix of melee and ranged attacks to deal damage with the powers of the Void. So no more Fel Energy Demon Hunters running around if they're not playing Havoc or the tank specialization. You can now see a bunch of Demon Hunters running around throwing purple shit at you, pretty much. The Devour specialization will be automatically unlocked for all Demon Hunters with the release of the Midnight pre-patch. Vengeance Demon Hunters will exchange the Fel-scarred hero talent tree for the new hero talent tree Annihilator shared with Devourer. So, Vengeance Demon Hunters, you're going to be able to play around with a completely new hero tree. So, have fun with that. I haven't been playtesting any of that. I literally just got back into the game. So, I took this last season off, so we're gonna. But I'm so excited with this pre-patch and the upcoming expansion. The Midnight pre-patch introduces Void Elf Demon Hunters. Players will now go through a short quest line to unlock this new race class combination, and these are the requirements for it. So you need to complete and search a Darkness storyline from Koresh, starting with a common cause, and it ends with a Hungering Void, or Hunger of the Void. So you start here, and you end with this one. Once you end with this one, then you have the Void Elf Demon Hunter storyline, which starts with the Pursuit Continues in Dornegal or Silvermoon after Midnight's launch. So if you're going to be doing this after the expansion releases, you don't go to Dornegal anymore, you go to Silvermoon. And it ends with Trial of Wrath. So we're going to go over this, even though it doesn't happen until the week after. This is our pre-patch event, which is going to go live on the 27th of January, and we're going to get new world quests in the Twilight Highlands, because we're going to be battling Xal'atath's Twilight's Blade. Event-exclusive rare spawning in the mini rituals every 10 minutes. The return of the Twilight Cultist set from Silithus, removed from the game since the Cataclysm World revamp. There'll be 2 mounts, 3 battle pets, 3 pieces of housing decor, and the Twilight's Blade themed weapons. Item level 121, 1 out of 8 champion catch-up gear. So if you have any alts that don't have gear and you just leveled them up, whether it was through this last remix or you were catching up with the increased experience gain and everything like that, you're going to be able to get more item level or better equipment to go into Midnight with. Now this one has been a really big issue for a lot of players. It's been back and forth. A lot of players hate it, but a lot of players also love it. I personally, I like it with the thought that you don't have something telling you how to play the game, and you don't get a competitive advantage. So if you're not getting a competitive advantage, and it's not basically playing the game for you, I love it. I also understand that there's a lot of people that play this game that do need add-ons, basically because they have a disability. Like, I understand that some people may be, colorblind, There may be sound cues that they actually do need because they're hard of hearing or seeing, and they really do need something that gives them that ability to play the game. And I can completely understand that, and I get it. I also know that there is a guild or a few guilds out there that this may interrupt their process on being able to beat content. So I'm hoping that there's a way that they'll still be able to play the game, because I feel for them. You know, there's just a lot of stuff changing. And the big thing is that with this, down here, you'll see it, that weak auras and other popular add-ons will no longer be maintained through Midnight. Deadly Boss mods and Platinator will work off Blizzard's UI for improvements. But the real big reason why a lot of this is happening is because add-ons no longer have access to the most combat information, meaning add-ons cannot update combat information in real time. So Blizzard has basically said, you're not going to be getting this information in real time or even at all. So you're not, there's a lot of add-ons that are going to just be plain useless. And instead of combat information and add-ons rely on editing the look of Blizzard UI elements with updates and changes, cooldown manager, raid frames, and friendly/enemy nameplates have been expanded with extra functionality and an all-new damage meter, boss timers interface with an ability timeline, and more. So a lot of this stuff Blizzard is putting in personally. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work out. I've seen a lot of back and forth with Blizzard too, where they're saying like, yes, we're going ahead with it, and then no, we're backtracking some stuff because they're realizing that a lot of this stuff just isn't working out for them. I feel like they might have taken a little like bite out of it, a little like bigger bite than they could actually chew. But we'll get into the stat squish now. I'm tired of ranting about the add-ons. The Midnight expansion also brings World of Warcraft's fourth stat squish. Starting with the Midnight pre-patch, numbers across the game will be scaled down algorithmically, including item stats, damage, health for both players and mobs. You can see a comparison of the before and after from the live game and Midnight below. So in 11.2, which is what we have right now currently, we basically have 18 million plus health with an item level of 729 or 730 if you're completely geared out and you're just looking for the item level. And then in the beta, we go down to 165,000 health with 168 item level and 170 if you're just, because you like round numbers and you want to put all 170 gear on. But that's a giant squish. And now for one of my favorite changes that's going to happen. Transmogrification is undergoing several quality of life changes, starting with the Midnight pre-patch. Outfits, instead of transmogging an individual gear piece, transmogs now apply to an outfit. Once you select an outfit, all gear you equip will automatically update its appearance to match it. In Midnight, players start with 2 outfit slots unlocked, but they can purchase up to 18 additional slots with gold. And then Situations. Situations is a new transmog system allowing players to automatically change their transmog based on certain parameters. When you're mounted up, or if you're doing specific types of content like dungeons, raids, delves, or PvP, situations can also apply to other settings such as different specializations, or you could even have different sets for different forms if you're a Drakthir or Worgen. Situations are optional system in transmog, but they open up a wide range of customization options for your character. So you can literally be doing a dungeon, have one transmog on because of the situation system, and then the minute you go into PvP or a raid, it'll completely change. So you could go from one instance to the next, to the next, to the next, and you'll have a different outfit if you want. I think it's so awesome that they finally did this change. It's amazing to me. Class changes in Midnight pre-patch. So we're going to get the Midnight class changes being added for all new revamped talents for every spec, all 39. A fourth column containing 3 new talent options for all hero specs. While you cannot spec into all 13 hero talents during the pre-patch, all points will be available at level 90 in Midnight. Excuse me. So then we're going into the Elven housing exteriors in Midnight pre-patch. With the Midnight pre-patch, Elven housing exteriors are being introduced into player housing. Alliance players can decorate their exteriors with Night Elf, Moonlight moonlit structures, while Horde players can decorate with elegant Silver Moon-inspired options. In addition to elven exteriors, players will be able to upgrade their houses to level 9, with medium-sized exteriors unlocking at level 8. And then we get player housing charter neighborhoods and endeavors in Midnight pre-patch. And as a part of the upcoming full player housing launch, players now have access to charter neighborhoods and endeavors. Charter neighborhoods are neighborhoods that players can create within their own community without requiring a guild or staying in a public neighborhood. And endeavors are a special neighborhood event in which players within a neighborhood join forces to complete tasks to change the visuals of their neighborhood and gain access to new decor. And now for another fun thing. I think it'll work out really well if Blizzard can get the AI to work, kind of like Comp Stomp, but maybe make them harder, obviously. Because in Comp Stomp, literally that's all you do. You just stomp the enemy team. That's it. But with this, I think they're going into the right direction. When I saw some play testing of it, the bots didn't do anything. They stayed in the starter zone, and then people ran up, killed them, like wiped the entire bot team, and then it was over. So hopefully they fix some issues there from the testing and everything like that, because Training Grounds seems like it's a really cool thing for people to get into it. So Training Grounds is a new PvP game mode where players group up to play against non-player enemies or bots, taking inspiration from Comp Stomp. Training Grounds is a way for players to slowly introduce the fundamentals of PvP gameplay in World of Warcraft without the threat of seasonal PvP veterans, meaning someone like me. Now, I'm playing Demon Hunter now, which I haven't played ever, but I do have a sense of knowledge when it comes to PvP. Even though I'm not a rank 1 player by any means, I still have that little bit of knowledge. But this helps somebody that's brand new. Literally, maybe they were just a PvE Andy. All they did was raid, Mythic Plus. Maybe they're just a casual, or they're brand new to the game and they want to do PvP but they don't understand it. It stops that discouragement of someone like me that might have the best gear running up to them and just completely blowing them out of the water because they don't understand what just happened. They don't understand their cooldown management. They don't understand, hey, this guy just used all of his burst on me. Maybe I should use a defensive here. So that it helps. I feel like this will go in the right direction. Hopefully they manage the bots in in a better instance than what they have currently and make it harder than Comp Stomp. But we'll see. And then all the stuff that's being removed. So with the War Within Season 3 ending with the Midnight pre-patch, you're no longer going to be able to get your Head of the Curve for Dimensius or Cutting Edge for Dimensius. Your Season 3 titles for Mythic Plus are going to be gone, so you're not going to be able to get the Rank 1 titles, you're not going to be able to get the Azure or Scarlet Void Flyer anymore. And for PvP, you're not going to be able to get the Astral Gladiator Fellbat or any of the titles, whether it's Solo Shuffle, 3v3, or Battleground Blitz. You're not going to be able to get those anymore. And then you're also not going to get the Arcane Weapon Illusion or the Elite sets. So that's pretty much everything coming in the pre-patch. It's a lot of information, a lot of fun things that seem like they're coming our way. And then, obviously within a month or so, we'll be having the actual launch of Midnight, which I'm so excited for that. So if you like this type of content, go ahead and just let me know by either leaving me a follow, a like, or even comment on what video you would like me to do next. So yeah, that's it, guys. Awesome. I'm so excited. Hope to see you guys at Midnight. Catch you guys in the next one.